Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Thank you again, once again. Tonight, we're going to Italy. That's right, we're going to Italy. Italy, just kidding, calm down, Sierra. I am going to be making some pasta. Pasta that requires minimal cleanup, minimal ingredients, and minimal time. For many people, that is exactly what we need right about now. I hate washing dishes. And I moved into a home that does not have a dishwasher. How dare I? So this is a one-pot pasta meal. Something that I think many of you will enjoy if you too don't enjoy the suds of the dishes. I'm going to be using orecchiette pasta. Orecchiette pasta. This is what it looks like. And it looks like little ears. I mean, that might freak some people out from saying it, but it's so cute and it's so good and it's so easy to cook. I'm also going to be having it with Italian sausage, hot Italian sausage, but you can choose to use whatever ground Italian sausage you'd like. So essentially, this is Italian sausage with orecchiette and arugula. It's easy. I'm hungry. Let's get to it. Okay. So this meal, as I mentioned, is a quick meal. It is easy and it's minimal ingredients. So of course, you're going to need your orecchiette pasta. I'm going to be using a hot Italian sausage. You can choose to use a sage sausage, which is really good actually, a sweet sausage, a mild sausage. Just get you a sausage that is already ground up. And if you can't find that, you can use your favorite sausage and just slit it and open it up. We're going to need some chicken broth. This is what we're going to have that is going to kind of give us our sauce, because we're not going to add an additional sauce to this. And for your chicken broth, always try to use low sodium, a yellow onion, 5 cloves of garlic, some salt, and some pepper. That is essentially it. So let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, let's get this meal started. I'm going to go ahead and heat up some olive oil. I have my heat right now on a medium high. And to that, I'm going to start off by cooking my onions. So I just sliced my onions. As you can see, I have a medium yellow onion, and I just sliced that in half and then just dice it on up. Just to give you an idea, this is the size that my onion slices are. And I'm gonna start with the onions first, because I want them to cook just a little bit. Just a touch of love, a little bit. Cook these for about a minute. So I have my onions going. I'm gonna actually have them going for about 2 minutes, just until they start to get a little soft. I don't want them to be translucent. I don't want them to be like caramelized. I just want them to get a little soft. And then we're gonna add in our ground pork, ground sausage, all that good stuff. All right, now that my onions are a little soft, I'm gonna go ahead and add in that Italian sausage. I didn't use my entire pack. I'm gonna be cooking for maybe 2 to 3 servings, so I didn't wanna cook the whole thing. And when you add your ground sausage to the pack, whether you're doing it ground like I am doing, or if you're going to be using like full on links that you're cutting, you still want to break the meat apart so you don't have huge chunks of sausage in your pan, right? So I'm just going to break this up. If you want your pieces of sausage to be a little bit larger, by all means, keep them larger. I just don't know if we need a piece of sausage that's that big. So I'm going to go ahead and just continue breaking this up. And I want my sausage to have a nice crust on it. So I'm gonna be cooking this until it's to my desired doneness, okay? And I'll show you what that looks like in just a bit. All right, as you can see, I have crumbled up my sausage to my desired size, just like just like grounding of your beef. And my sausage is cooking up great. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure you mix in those onions while you're cooking it. I like to let my sausage cook about halfway through before I add those onions in there. And I push in case you didn't notice, I push my onions kind of to the side of the pan so they can continue to cook but not burn. Because no one wants a burnt onion. No one wants a burnt onion. All right, now as you can see, my sausage has a nice crispy pieces, bits and pieces on it, right? That is what I am looking for. I'm gonna turn my heat down just a little bit. I don't want it to burn, but I want my pieces of sausage to be nice and crispy. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add in my garlic. I didn't forget about my garlic, I promise you. It's just that you don't want to add your garlic into your recipe too early because garlic will burn. Garlic has a tendency to burn, and nobody at all wants burnt garlic in their food. I have measured out about 1.5 cups of orecchiette pasta, and let me show you what these little babies look like. That's it, little bloop bloop, little bloop bloop. I am going to make a little opening in here, and I'm going to go ahead and add in my chicken stock. Now, I am using low sodium because I don't want to kill myself. High blood pressure is not good for black people, or anyone for that matter. And we're going to just add in, I'm using a 32-ounce box. I'm going to say I'm going to add enough in there to cover my sausage first. I'm going to turn my heat up to high so that I can get a boil, which you'll see here on the outside, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and add in those noodles right into this pot. If you feel like you didn't put enough noodles, by all means, this is the time to add more. And speaking of which, I think I should add a few more. I ended up using the entire package of sausage just because it's like, what the heck? I'm going to add a few more of these little noodles, and mix it in. Make sure what you're looking to have happen here, you're trying to make sure that everything is covered. One thing to keep a note of, these little pieces of pasta, they do stick together. Like, they thick as thieves, y'all. They thick as thieves. So you want to make sure that when you are cooking this, you are cognizant of that so that you don't have hard pieces of pasta. So make sure that when they're cooking, you are separating them. And I think hopefully you can see what I mean here right now. So we're going to let this go ahead and cook down. We're going to keep it uncovered, and we're going to constantly have to come back and stir. All right. As you can see, we have cooked out a good amount of that liquid. So go ahead and add some more. Whoops. Add some more, and I like to turn the heat up when I add the liquid. And once it starts to come to a boil, you want to turn that heat back down. All right. Okay. As you can see, we've ran out of that broth once again. So I'm going to fill up one last time, and this should be the end of your 32-ounce container. Turn my heat up per usual. Mix everything in, and at this point, you want to be sure to taste your noodles to see how they've cooked. You want to make sure your noodles are al dente. Al dente basically means almost cooked. You want it to have a little bit of bite in it. So let me taste my noodle. Let's see. It's almost there. It's actually almost there. And as you'll notice, we have not added any salt to this. The reason being is because when you're cooking this and you're reducing this, it creates its own saltiness. Once we're finished, I want you to taste this pasta to make sure it is to your desired doneness, and that's when you're going to add some additional salt. For now, I'm going to go ahead and add in some fresh black pepper, and of course this meal wouldn't be Sierra P approved if I didn't add a little bit of red pepper flakes. Don't feel compelled, just know I put red pepper flakes on everything. All right, ladies and gentlemen, yours pasta should be done, okay? And you see we just have a little bit of liquid left in there, and that is quite all right. The noodles are done. That's what's important. So I have here some fresh arugula. You can use adult arugula or baby arugula, and in this case I'm going to be using baby arugula. And I'm just going to add this in. I'm using about, I would say this is probably like 2 generous handfuls, and you're going to just toss this in. It's not going to look like a big old salad. I promise I ain't making y'all be healthy, because Lord forbid. And we're just going to toss this arugula in. And as we toss it in, it's going to wilt down. And that's what's going to cook the arugula for us. Same as if you were making it with the spinach. Arugula I enjoy using because it has a lot of bite to it, which I enjoy. And a little bit of tanginess, a little bit of bitterness. I happen to like that. If you're not a huge arugula fan, you can certainly choose to add broccoli, broccoli rabe, or even spinach as an alternative green in this recipe. But I like arugula, so that's what I'm using. So as always, make sure you take a moment to taste your food. Taste it and see how much salt, if any, is needed. Quite honestly, mine is perfect without, okay? Perfect. Let's go ahead and plate this up. This looks incredible. Look at that, you guys. Just gonna top this with some Parmesan cheese. And that's it, you guys. Y'all, now comes my favorite time. A mini dish. Eating. Let's see what this is hitting for, even though I already know it's gonna be good. Duh. This is so good. It's like a good amount of saltiness to it, and we added no salt. The salt came solely from the Italian sausage. That little cheese, y'all, try this. And guess what? You have one dish. You're welcome.